Welcome to Super Fun Game Review Podcast Go, a look at modern and retro games with a dark sense of humor. Introducing your hosts, Steve.
Well, I'm a wreck now.
Harry.
Put it in my mouth.
Clark.
That man had one testicle and hit home runs, goddammit.
And Joe.
This went off the rails very quickly.
Let's start the show.
Welcome to another exciting episode of Super Fun Game Review Podcast. Go!
Oh, I thought he was going to pull a Steve there for a second. I'm like,
I was like,
no.
Super Fun Game Goo, go!
That probably would have been more acceptable.
yeah. We are Super Fun Game Goo, to be fair.
Yeah, it's not wrong.
Super Fun Game Goo.
Oh,
All right, so tonight I have with me Steve.
chicken chaser. You chase chickens?
Clark.
Nothing but class.
Dig
Nothing but class.
Plus gas.
Coming out my ass.
Oh, shit.
Oh, shit.
Mr. Bouse.
And they lived happily ever after with little to no cannibalism.
And I'll be your host tonight. My name is Joe, and my body is made of sugar. I hope I don't fall into a cup of tea.
Some stupid shit said in this game.
Yeah. So if you didn't guess it, we are reviewing Fable this evening. And this episode is going to be brought to you by Deep Creek Glassworks. Deep Creek Glassworks has been making hand-blown durable glass goods since 2013.
8 years.
8 is a long. I was just looking at it, I was like, man, it's getting up there.
That's a lot of glass.
It's a lot of expertise.
That is very true. There's a lot of time going into that craft.
Yep. So you can get ornaments, glassware, cups, pretty much you're looking for it, you can probably make it. He's got a very creative mind. If you're looking for it, they got you covered. And just for our listeners, you can use our promo code SUPERFUN. You get 10% off your first order. And of course, all of these items are shipped in crush-resistant boxes with free shipping. So you can visit them at deepcreekglassworks.com. That's WORX. Thanks again. All right. So, Fable. Initial impressions.
I'll start.
Go for it.
I mean, I had this for Xbox, and I think I played 2.5, 3 hours of it, and then didn't touch it until now. So I was interested getting back into it because now it's like, all right, now I'll actually like complete it. Let's see how this goes. And yeah, it's that game came out a long time ago. It's just, oh shit.
Harry?
So I don't have any history with Fable 1, but my little brother tried to get me into Fable 3. I think he even like started me on a new campaign, and I think I played like 15 minutes and got distracted with something else. So that's my history with the Fable franchise.
Valiant effort. Oh, man. Clark?
I was like really excited for this game before it was released, and I played through it initially way back when it came out. And boy, playing it now, I don't know what I was thinking of being so hyped on it all those years ago.
All right. So for me, I didn't have too much exposure of this game. Our mutual friend Kevin played the fuck out of this game. And I remember Clark had it, but I remember Kevin specifically was just like, this game is fucking amazing, and was like talked about it for a lot. And I was like, I always wanted to check it out, but I was like, sounds like a lot of time sink with everything that you can do in the game. I think I'll pass. So now, I was like, let's check it out, see what it is. Because I was like, it sounds like one of those games that you kind of get what you put into it, but we'll see.
We shall see.
We shall see. All right.
Spoiler alert: we all loved it.
All right, let's choke our chicken or
Whoa.
chase our chicken into game development.
Way ahead of you, Joe.
All right.
Game development.
Told you it was going to get hot in here.
It's about to get sweaty in here, y'all.
All right. So, to disclaimer, we did play the anniversary edition of Fable, but we only played the original Fable story. So, take the review as like bracketed in that context.
Yeah.
So the initial original Fable game came out in 2004.
Oh.
After being developed by Lionhead Studios and published by Microsoft. It was in development for 4 years, and 70 developers worked on it. They initially started developing this game for Dreamcast, and then obviously Dreamcast was very short lifespan and discontinued, and obviously had to move somewhere else.
What happened to Dreamcast?
Yeah.
It's still viable today, right?
Yeah, if you want to say what it was, a Phantasy Star Online or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Rest in peace, Dreamcast.
Yeah. So Fable Anniversary came out in 2013, and they spent 15 months on it in development, basically overhauling the graphics and sound using the Unreal 3 engine. Unfortunately, from what I could find, well, let me give you this information first. There were more developers, twice as many developers working on the Anniversary Edition than worked on the original game.
Wow.
And all they did was port it to Unreal 3. So,
but the ultra high def sound, you can hear the cheeks clap together when they fart.
That attention to
good Foley work.
It's attention to detail.
Yeah.
This might come out in some of our other comments later on down the review here. But it was pretty obvious from people that had played the original game pretty extensively to the Anniversary Edition that when this game came out, they spent no time fixing any of the original bugs in the game.
Just leave it.
And they just left them in.
Leave it as it is.
So...
Well, it's not like, losing people like that you're trying to escort really gets like too difficult or anything. You can't lose them. So
no, it's because of that super, super innovated menu system for the D-pad, how they button, they put 700 actions on the D-pad. It's cool. It works. It just hop through a menu real quick in the middle of battle when you accidentally press it and just can't get out of it. It's fine.
Yeah.
Won't cause you a single health point. Or not a second of frustration.
Awesome. Perfect.
So,
thanks, Microsoft.
Does anybody... I know there was very little game development that I could actually find on this game, probably because it came out in 2004 initially. Did anybody have anything else they wanted to add?
I know one of the biggest things when the game came out was the creator of it, who is a marketing genius and terrible at delivering deliverables. He talked this game up like it is going to be just like world changing and gaming won't be the same ever again. And he was there was a lot of things that he mentioned that he wanted to do in the first one that ended up being finally fleshed out in the third, just because they didn't have the resources or technology to be able to do what he wanted to do in it. So there was a lot of pre-hype and then a lot of letdown, post-hype letdown with what was promised and what the game actually was. I remember reading some very critical reviews of it when it first came out, and I was like, oh man, it can't be that bad. And I mean, I liked the game originally when it came out, but replaying it, man, it's just a totally different game to me.
It's a completely different perspective, I think, too.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's press our D-pad into story.
Scrambling.
I winked. I winked at the fucking werewolf.
Nope,
Hey,
farted.
hold on, let me just get them to follow me and let me sing you a tale. Like every fucking time. Yeah. I'm a champion. Look at my trophy. Look at my trophy. Oh god, cast magic. Everyone's dead. Everyone's dead.
All right. So, for the story of the game starts as a group of bandits raid your town and kill your family. An old wizard-looking dude comes in, rescues you, and takes you to the Heroes Guild. After training at the Heroes Guild for some years, Maze, who is the wizard guy, sends you out to investigate a bandit camp. Come to find out that your sister was not killed and is living amongst the bandits. Later on in the game, you come across an arena battle, which poses you against enemies round after round, essentially. And upon completing the arena, you meet Jack of Blades. After the arena battles, you find out that your mother was actually a hero, part of the guild, prior to meeting your father and having children. You then learn that Jack of Blades is the one who raided your village as a child, and that your mother is still alive in prison. After infiltrating the prison and trying to rescue your mother, you find out that Maze was working with Jack the whole time. Your mother ends up getting killed, and you then find out that a special sword is somehow attached to the bloodline of your family. After locating the sword, you are too late. You have to battle Jack, and after defeating him, the game ends with a decision on whether to keep the sword or to destroy it.
Well then,
Welcome
Harry,
to welcome to generic storytelling 101.
Harry, what the fuck were you looking at? You had the weirdest look on your face.
No, I was just staring off
I
into
think he
space.
was probably just listening to be like, oh, that's what happened?
Yeah, I did not finish this game. I'll be completely honest.
Oh, you didn't finish it?
No, I did
How far
not.
did you get?
The bandit camp?
Oh, you didn't even play the game.
I mean,
I put in about 6 hours to get to the bandit camp.
yeah. It's
Like
halfway.
a third.
Yeah, I forgot how dark when they were talking about like in the opening credits and shit, and when they were like, "Oh, and his sister, they cut out her eyes, and now she's blind Oracle." It's like, what? I don't remember that. I probably stopped playing before that. I didn't realize it was M for mature, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's right, it was.
I was M for mature because anybody that wasn't mature playing this game would break controllers left and right. I was surprised at how like little the story in this game was, based on like how the game is pitched as like everything you do has a repercussion in this game, and like it doesn't really feel that way. Like there are certain things like, okay, you become good and evil or things like that, like, but the story was like not there.
This was one of the first butterfly effect games where they were like trying to say like, oh, like you kick a butterfly and like, you know, down the road, like some
Right.
crazy shit happens and the town burns.
A
But,
giant
like-
butterfly comes to fight you.
But like this game isn't that. Like it is very telegraphed story decisions, and that is about it. And the biggest decision, like the game is like null and void because the last decision of the game determines what ending you have. There's no gray. There's only, you know, good or bad.
So there's 4 endings to the game.
Oh, okay.
I didn't look up what they were, but I did see that when I was doing like the research for the episode here. That there are
That's like
4
saying
endings.
Mass Effect 3 has 3 endings.
I can't comment on that because I didn't play it.
It's like 2 of them are essentially non-endings, pretty much.
So to give you an idea of how little effect you actually like your choices make on this game. So the end of the game where it's like, hey, you know, destroy this sword or keep it for yourself, right? If you go into the DLC and you start playing it, the second story mission, if you choose to destroy the sword, they give you a sword. Like they give you basically a replacement for the one you destroyed. If you didn't destroy it, they don't give you that. Like they're just like, oh, like you needed this sword regardless. Like your choice earlier didn't matter because you have to have like that sword basically.
Huh.
Pretty much. They did what a lot of games do, and when they expand upon the story, they're like, okay, well, we're gonna like have to make one of the decisions canon. So here it is. Instead of like adding depth to the game, like the middle parts of it, or having it
Yeah.
not deal with it at all, like they just are just shovel it down your throat. Like, oh, you made the wrong decision, or hey, you made the right decision, or it's just bad. It's just real bad.
Yeah, because like there are a few moments in the game where like when you're at the bandit camp, right? You can choose to like kill the leader or whatever in front of your sister, or you can let him go or whatever. And then
Right.
you have like the same decision in the arena fight when the person
Willow?
who trains, yeah, with the person was it Willow? I think it was
Yeah,
whatever the
or Whisper.
Whisper,
Is that
yeah.
it? Yeah.
When she's like helping you at the arena, and then at the end, like Jack of Blades like pit you against each other, and then like you can either kill her or leave her go. But like it does nothing. Like all those decisions do is like make you more evil or more good, which doesn't do like
It just has an
It
effect
just-
on the physical appearance of your character, and that is
Yeah.
about
and
it.
what
And
and what skills you can master.
Wait, yeah, like
Yeah.
like some of the magic and whatnot. But
Yeah.
I mean, I think this is kind of getting a little more into gameplay rather than story.
the
Almost a little
decisions
bit.
and stuff.
Well, the decisions cause the parts of the
Yeah.
gameplay to matter.
Yeah.
But yeah, it felt very lackluster. Like it was just like, okay, like just trucking along. Like
Yeah, the story was just kind of filler to try to like. It's like, all right, we made a game. Now we kind of have to like pull things together a little bit.
yeah, and like I tried to do, and again, stop me if this is more gameplay, but like getting married and like all the other things that you can do in the game like that, and like they didn't seem to really do anything either. Like I was like, okay, like as I mentioned in the introduction, I was like, okay, maybe this is one of those games where like you get what you put into it, right? So I was
Yeah.
like, let me spend like an hour or two like doing the extra bullshit to see if it's worth it. And it wasn't.
No,
Like,
it wasn't at all.
It got me
It-
no further in the game other than I lost 2 hours.
It has no general effect on the game, or it doesn't affect the story or the gameplay itself, which is kind of monotonous and boring. Because then
Yeah.
it just like for like having a family and all that shit, it's mostly just a bunch of fetch quests. Like
Yeah.
you have to like find the right fucking gift to give the person and stuff like that.
Yep.
So I have a question. What side did you guys play? Good, evil, middle of the road?
I played good.
I also played good. Like,
I went
very
full
good.
evil. Went
There we
full
go.
evil.
Yeah, we know you would.
Yeah.
You always tend to go that way.
I went good.
It's
I wasn't-
typically more interesting.
I wasn't sure what to do like the first hour or two. But the first hour or two I had already pissed myself off with the controls. So I was like, I'm going to play good because if I play evil, like I'm going to get in, I feel like I'm going to get in more battles. I'm going to get like more pissed off at people in town because they're going to be not friendly and I'm going to have to fight more. And I feel like the good route is going to be the shorter route of the game.
Yeah, all you have to
That
do
was
if
my
you're
entire
evil
logic.
is like sometimes you have to chase after somebody because they start to run from you, and you're like, nope. Let me just take 2 steps and press A instead of you standing there and welcoming me. That's literally the difference.
Some of the good and evil things are not very clear. Like for example, one of the first towns I was in, I saw a place to heal by like sleeping.
Yeah.
I guess it was
somebody else's bed.
Yeah, I guess, and somebody saw me, and then the entire town like basically turns red and like comes after you.
Yeah.
So I had to flee the entire town. But that there was no indicator. Like they give you an indicator on the screen for like damaging boxes and stuff like that, but there was no indicator for trying to regain health points.
That was
That's because you're being a bum. You're sleeping in someone else's bed.
Yeah. It's like, oh, who's this guy? Oh, I was just taking a nap. I was.
Harry's like, I'm just gonna wander into this house that definitely isn't mine and sleep in this bed. Why am I getting arrested?
I think I did it once, and it was like, I was like, oh, like the stores had just closed in town or whatever, And I was like, oh, son of a bitch. So I went in and it was like, oh, you can pass time. And I was like, oh, that makes it easy. Let me just do that. And then I woke up and like the same thing happened. I was just like, really? Are you fucking kidding me right now? Like, how do you pass time if you you can't pass time early in the game because you can't pass time in somewhere that's not your house unless you want to do bad things. Like, it was very poorly designed, I think.
There's like a hobo camp in the town that you can go to and kind of sleep there, and like the guards don't bat an eye at it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Like in most of them, like most towns or anything, like there's inns. Like there's an upstairs where you can just rent a bed to sleep instead of
I just
being
went to a bed.
Yeah, instead of just being a hobo.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just kind of weird. Felt like I was forced into certain situations I didn't enjoy.
It doesn't really go above and beyond to make your choices interesting. It's like, hey, do you want to kill this person? It'll kill them. Is killing good? No. Oh, okay. Do you want to do it? You want to do it? Are you sure?
I might want to. It's like I think I want to kill.
Yeah. I mean, it honestly probably did take a little bit longer to play evil because they were just like, are you sure if you do this, it's evil? It's like, yes. Yeah, I want my horns. I want to earn my damn horns. Like, let's go.
I thought it was funny that you could like buy your like god level status as well.
Yeah. So did you guys get like Halo status? Like good at the end? Like did you guys have your Halo?
Yeah, I had a Halo.
I had my horns.
There you go.
All right, well, let's lock onto the wrong target and go into gameplay.
Gameplay.
That is a thing, though, that really fucking pissed me off in the game. Granted, I was an evil character, so, like, eventually all of the villagers and stuff would be red for me. But, like, if I'm just trying to, like, kill the enemy and I'm not trying to, like, slay every single person on the path, it was really annoying because, like, I was like, oh, okay, yeah, so this is happening. Like, there'd be, like, 3 of the merchants running around, and then, like, boom, Balverine. And I was like, all right, I'm going to kill that Balverine. And then I'd start doing, like, my little, like, blaze thing. And then just all of a sudden, like, all of them would start, like, lifting up into it. And I was like, well, everyone's dead now. Deal with it.
It didn't matter, though, because, like, you'd be in fights, especially, like, the escort quests, or if you hired a mercenary, where you'd be fighting an enemy, okay? And then it would just, like, transition. It would transition onto a friendly player regardless, half the time. And, like, the other dumb thing that I figured out, like, right near the end was that, like, if you did, like, the quick switch for targeting, right, where you, like, let go of the button and repress it to transition to the next target or whatever, it went off the direction your character was facing, not the direction your camera was facing.
That fucking killed me all the time.
So, like, it would lock onto targets that aren't even on your screen instead of the locking onto the targets that are on your screen.
Dude, it was the fucking worst, man. It's just like, okay, I've got these 3 bandits in front of me. Slash, slash, slash. Look, a bee! Just like fighting a fucking bee off to your right. It's like, what the fuck happened?
That's like 30 yards away.
Yeah. You're like swinging at him and you're like, okay, cool. It didn't hit with that. And then you're just getting like fucking pummeled by bandits. Yeah.
Oh, dude. The worst. Frantically pressing the D-pad.
I didn't know that's how the targeting system works, so I tended not to do any kind of targeting. I was just kind of free swinging.
Yeah. I was just out there swinging it all.
I mean, that's a way to do it, for real.
There were moments that I had to do the same thing. It's like, oh, God. Sometimes, like, you know those rock golems?
Yes. Yeah. Really annoying things.
Yeah. Sometimes when, like, the rock golem would throw his rock and then, like, you had to time your swing to shoot the rock back, my target would transition off of it. Like, just randomly, like, to, like, an enemy behind him or whatever. And I was
you could send the rock back to him?
Yeah, I was just questioning that same thing.
Yeah. If you hit the rock with your sword and timed it right, that's how you did damage to those guys.
Oh,
and it chunked their damage down.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
You know how I beat them? Taking a shit ton of damage and incrementally get closer and closer.
Oh, God.
You're like, I went through 20
It's a good way to do it. You have to get them off of throwing the rocks at you. So they try to do their ground slam, and then you're just like, okay, let me time this. 1, 2, 3, back roll, boom. 1, 2, 3, back roll, boom. And I was like, thank God for my Dark Souls stuff. So I was just like, okay, I'm doing this with like no health left. I was like, motherfucker. And it's like, ting, 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 ting. Everyone was like a fucking Dark Souls boss. It was just like too little damage. I think I figured it out on the last fucking troll.
Oh, did
to,
you?
Like, you hit the fucking things back, yeah.
Yeah, slow time was my best friend, so I just hit that and run behind them and just try to do as much damage before they did their little ground pound.
Nice.
Oh, by the way, your like special ability thing, I could not figure out how to activate that.
The B button or circle, depending on your controller.
I thought that's what it said. I couldn't figure it out.
What special ability are you talking about?
Like your power up ability or whatever? Like when you hit X amount of times and you build up like this adrenaline thing?
Oh, your parry or your what the hell would they call it? I don't know.
It's like your power attack. Yeah. All you had to do was hold in, like after you hit 3 times, and then hold in the attack button on the 3rd time, and it does the super thing.
Ooh, totally never did that.
Yeah. It's like once you see it start flashing, then you just like long press it, just hold it in till he does it, and then there you go.
No. My combo modifier was at like fucking 20 sometimes, just pegged.
Yeah.
Just never even hit it.
I mained like magic whenever I could because it's just the easiest way to like deal with almost all of the enemies except for like the trolls. That was a pain in the ass.
I used summons.
I used the infernal wrath. So literally like I would get really beefy armor.
Mm-hmm.
So I could take a bunch of hits and I'd run into the middle and then I'd just stand there like this for a little bit while like tanking hits. And then all of a sudden he just goes like this and everybody in like a circumference of like 30 feet lift off of the ground and then pyres of fucking flame shoot through their hearts and they're just like stuck in place. And then they all fall to the ground. And by the time they stand back up, I'm like already here about to lift everybody back up.
That's pretty sick.
Yeah, that was fun, but it took way too long, even at max level. I had it fully maxed, like it was like one of the first things that I did. And was like, God damn it, this just takes way too long. It wasn't even fun at any point. I was just like, I just know it clears entire fucking towns out in one fucking swipe. I'm like, all right, just yep, drink a potion, yep, everyone's dead.
Yeah,
mana, dude, mana regen was fucking terrible.
Yep, and there was like no way to really boost it except for the fucking stat. Like there was nothing else. No,
you could boost total capacity, but not your regen rate.
Yeah.
I thought the one was supposed to do it. Because there's like the there was the magic power up, and then I think there was like an actual magic power level. I don't know. Yeah. It was dumb. Like this game's bad. This game was just bad.
And I was mostly kind of like in with like melee between that and, I would use my bow a good bit too. I did use some magic, so I never really ran into the problem of like having to deal with running out of mana. I always had potions like on hand.
Yeah, I just spammed potions towards the end. I was like, fuck this. I got like 20.
Yeah, that was just, I was like, all right, I'm going to buy all the potions wherever I go. Like, I had a ridiculous amount of money.
I mean, by the time you get to the arena, like, there's no reason not to have a fuck ton of gold.
Yeah.
The bow, though, now that you mentioned it, Steve, the aiming for that, awful.
Yeah, that was like, pretty rough.
Like, if you just did the lock-on targeting or whatever, that was fine. But if you actually tried to, like, first-person shoot it.
And, like, scope it in, like I did. It
would do the same thing as the lock-on, where like if you like had the camera facing one way and then you clicked like L3 or whatever, it would just like turn your like target 90 degrees and you'd have to really slowly just pan back over the right direction.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't too bad like actually getting into like facing pretty much the direction I wanted to. And I would only use like the scope in at specific times. So if I was going to be running up like a little hill and I saw there's a bunch of guys, I'll at least like try to headshot one or two before they start rushing down. Because
Just while they're passing around.
yeah, because if you headshot them with the bow, their head actually like explodes. They have no head left. I'm like, oh, all right, we're just popping domes. So all of you got married in the game there.
Nope,
Actually,
didn't even really bother.
I
this
didn't
time.
because it requires a house, which I was like, never mind, too much money, I'm out.
There's
So-
some cheap houses.
Yeah,
I bought a
honestly-
couple.
Honestly, the best thing that you can do for money in the game is, as early as you can afford to do it, buy a house and upgrade it once or twice where you can rent it out. And then every time you log on, you just have a ton of money. It just accumulates while you're not logged into the game.
We call that passive income.
Yeah, and it's fucking nice,
It pays to be a
Interesting.
landlord.
especially when you come back from prison.
Oh,
Yeah.
because you spend a year there.
It counts as game time. Yeah,
Oh shit.
dude, I came back and I had like 60 or 70,000 gold from the jail, and I was like, all right, what the fuck am I going to do with all this?
Yeah.
Just bought another house. So I was like, okay, yeah, wealth upon wealth. My empire, I'm going to be a slumlord with giant horns, and don't fuck with me or I'll send you to meet your maker with a giant fucking fire arrow through your fucking heart.
There you go. No, I did get married. I married the mayor because apparently
Nice.
yeah.
Oh, the one towards the end of the game.
Yeah, no, she was there from the beginning. Lady Grey, like
Yeah.
the prissy
Yeah.
blonde chick. Yeah, I made that one my wife. I was like, I still have to buy a house, but I automatically move into a better one as soon as I'm done. So we're good to go.
Steve had one of those reverse marriages where he gives her the key to the city every night.
Yeah.
Come hither, wench, and suck on my trident.
Did any of you really have like a standout enemy that was just like the most pain in the ass for you, or was
Fucking
it just
Bovarines. No,
Oh,
actually, no. The fucking little shaman guys, little shaman troll dudes. Because they
Oh,
just
okay.
blocked nonstop.
the shaman goblins?
Yeah, those were kind of annoying too.
Mm.
Did
Mostly
you guys do the? I don't know if it was a main mission or a side mission, but the one where they hit you with waves of them on the bridge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I thought that mission was way too long. Like you kill 10 and you're like, all right, that was suitable. And then like another 50 come at you.
I'm like, what
Here's
the
more.
fuck is going on?
Here's more. Here's more.
Are we done?
Here's more.
Oh shit!
Here's more.
No.
More.
There's one spot when you're like on your way to the prison to save your mom. And
No, she's
you
your
like
mom.
go down the dock to the boat and like it's timed. And you have to fight like
All the
probably like
the
20,
mechanical.
25 of those dudes on the way down to it, and you have 5 minutes.
You just run.
That's what I did.
You just run past them.
Really?
I died once there, and I was like, "Fuck it, I'm just gonna run to the end and see what happens."
I
Only about-
tried that, but like the guy's like encased in like a fucking barrier or whatever.
Yeah, so you stand there and you fight whatever's left, whatever comes after you.
Oh, dude, when I did it, everything fucking from the hill came down and followed me the whole way.
Oh, it,
Yeah.
same
See,
here. But at least then they were just coming in like a certain path where I could just take care of them as they came instead of having to fight my way through.
Oh,
At least
dude,
get to where I
I was
need to.
surrounded by like
I
all
was
20 of them.
I was full blown, like literally had like 30 guys on screen trying to attack me, and then I just like lifted them all up to their doom.
Yeah,
And like for me, it was just like cool, large crowd, great. I handled.
just AOE
Fucking
works.
Yeah.
handled. Lift them all up, burn them to a crisp.
One thing I thought of, was there a shield in this game, or am I fucking crazy that there was no shield but a
There-
single-handed sword?
No, not that I
Uh,
saw.
I know, not an actual shield. You could block with your sword, but it's
Yeah.
only against certain attacks.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of dumb.
Yeah, because they even specify that it's a single-handed weapon. Because others are two-handed, and it's like, all right, there's literally nothing I can do with my other hand while I have just the sword.
Except equip this fucking great axe. Oh wait, no, I'm not strong enough. Never mind.
I think their whole idea was for magic casting to be quicker because
Sword in one hand, magic casting
yeah,
in the other.
sword
Kind
in
of
one
deal.
hand, magic in the other, but like it never feels fluid enough because you're just like sword, stand back, fireball.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not great. Did anyone have any fun playing the game?
I did enjoy some of it.
What parts?
I don't know, like just being able to kind of like hop around like an area. I mean, a lot of it was repetitive, and I guess I kind of did enjoy that aspect of it. It's like I didn't have to think too hard playing it. I could just zone out and kill some mobs. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Just rush and kill things. That's all. But that's probably like one of the only aspects. A lot of the other ones were just pretty meh, like to say the most about it.
I losing that escort the one night kind of killed all my momentum. I just
Yeah.
I was it after that. No, so Leanne made a comment. So
Oh,
she's
boy.
been kind of following like because she'll sit in the other room and like she'll see me flip out over some of these games that I'm playing like on the PC, and she was like, "Oh, is this Joe's game?" I was like, "Yeah." And she's like, "Oh, okay, that makes sense." She's been like noticing a trend of when I flip out on games.
It's all Joe's games.
You won't have to worry on the next one.
Fable 2.
Quickest
God,
turnaround for the
no.
sequel ever.
Yeah.
I was like kind of hoping this game would like, I was like, oh, they announced Fable for next gen consoles, PC, like, you know, hype it up. No, did the exact opposite. I do not even want to touch that game now.
Fable 3 was fun.
Yeah, I'm good.
So maybe
Yeah,
that's
I
where
mean-
it was at because that was the one my brother was trying to get me into. He didn't even like pitch the other two Fables. He was just like, "Oh no, Fable 3."
Fable 3 was cool. There were some issues, but it was cool. You could play that multiplayer as well, but as a guest. You couldn't like bring your own character in. It was that part was dumb.
Was there anything good in those fucking silver chests? Because I just never got enough.
I never
keys
got
to
it. Yeah, never
open
got enough
any.
keys to open any.
I don't think
Okay.
so.
Oh, question: what did anybody finish that one quest with the mushrooms? Where you,
What are you doing side quests?
I didn't follow a guide. I was just kind of
There's no guide. It's just go to the gold icon on the map and that's it.
well,
Fuck
okay.
the bronze ones, fuck the silver ones.
I only found like 2
Actually,
mushrooms.
let me talk on that actually really quick. Quest objectives. So you're saying following the gold. There was a lot of quests that I was doing that had no like icons where to go. For example, during the early part of the game, there's this race where the one guy is like, "Hey, I bet I can get there faster than you." Whatever.
In the guild, you're right after the tutorial.
Yeah,
There's-
the race to the demon door.
There was no indication where the hell that door was. I didn't know which way to run.
I knew just because I accidentally stumbled upon it previously.
Yeah.
Okay.
One thing I did want to bring up though that took me forever to figure out that I remembered I wanted to bring up was the map inside of towns to tell you what buildings were stores and inns and things like that. Were just like, this is a blue building, this is a yellow building, this is a green building, but like none of them, like there was nothing to tell you what that actually was.
Dude, I don't actually think I used the map at all. Like while I was in town.
It wasn't very helpful.
No. I would go about like I know there's a store in Bowerstone, so I'd like go to Bowerstone and be like,
Right, hit every
"All right,
building.
yeah, I gotta find where the fucking guy is."
Just
Well,
look
people
for
would
the
run
sign.
from me too, so I'd show up in town and everyone would start running, and I'm like, "God damn it! I gotta fucking search all these fucking houses."
That probably didn't help either.
It didn't.
Yeah.
And then I'd buy my equipment and realize that, oh, this is the last thing that you have for me. So now everyone in town's going to die, including the guards. And then I'd just move on. And then
There you
I'd
go.
go back and everyone wouldn't,
Were
no one
they
there
like
to collect the bounty.
So they were like permanently dead when you kill somebody?
No,
Permada?
no, they all fucking respawn.
Oh, that's terrible. What the fuck is the point?
Yeah, dude, no, this game does not have the same like craftsmanship and amazing stuff in it like Skyrim or Oblivion, where you can own an entire fucking town. Like that shit doesn't happen here. This is
Interesting.
some mediocre bullshit from Lion's Head or whatever the fuck it's called, and Microsoft.
Lions Gatehead, but
Lion's balls.
Lion balls.
That's
Dragon
crazy.
balls.
I had assumed that killing somebody in town would actually like permanently kill them.
Nope.
But
Apparently
that's
not.
really lame. So you could just like kill everybody in town, gain a whole bunch of evil, leave town, go right back in, and then just like farm.
I think a day had to pass. But yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's pretty much once you find a rhythm to taking care of like the big shit, it's really not like too bad. I'm just like looking over at this thing. I just saw Jack of Blades, and I'm like, how the fuck does he just turn into a fucking dragon at the end of the game? Like,
Oh,
really?
you're looking at the expansion stuff.
I just looked over it. It was just like the characters and stuff. Jack of Blades, and he turns into a fucking dragon. It's
Yeah, he
stupid.
gets reincarnated in the expansion. Spoiler. But
Sorry,
nobody's-
what?
Jack of Blades comes back from the dead as a dragon in the Lost Chapter,
Yeah,
which is why you need the sword to kill him.
yeah,
Which is why they gave it back to you if you destroyed it.
yeah. Comes back as a fucking dragon.
Yep.
All right, I'm sorry.
I read that and I was like, I'm done with this franchise.
That is the chef's kiss of like the dumbest shit to ever. Like okay,
And,
all right,
guys. The boss fight was so easy. It's harder fighting a fucking golem than it is fighting Dragon Jack of Blades.
Like, all right, guys, we're gonna like make this like fully original game. What are we gonna do? Oh, bandits attack your town and like steal your family. All right, David, or whoever the fuck the guy's name is that fucking was like the lead artist on this. It's like, all right, dude, that's like not very generic, or that's pretty generic. Like, all right, but he's gonna have to like reunite his family. Okay, where's the difference? Where's the difference, David? Show me the difference. There's
David
none. There's
doesn't
none to be
know.
had. Ooh,
We have
in
the
the
same picture.
expansion that we're gonna make people pay extra money for, we're gonna reincarnate the bad guy as a dragon.
Damn it, Johnson, you're a genius.
Damn it! We'll sell 1 million. We'll sell 1 million units.
All right, well, let's kiss a man mid-battle and move into graphics.
Graphics.
Sorry, what?
What was that? Did you say kiss a man mid-battle?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Tell me it didn't happen.
Look, I just needed to clarify that that was the thing. I didn't get prompted for much kissing as an evil person. There was a lot of belching and farting though. So it was just like
It
was
like
just
automatically showed up more if you had more attractive armor on.
a bandit would just run up to me and just be like, "On guard," and I'd be like, "Oh yeah, buddy!" / fart, cut his fucking head off.
Good times, man.
Yeah.
All right, so graphics. Like as I mentioned, this was redone for Unreal 3. I don't know how much work they did though. And the sound, well, we'll get into that. But yeah, the
we can get
graphics
into
was
We have its
redone
own
for-
category.
yeah. The Unreal 3 engine for this, I don't think it did the Unreal Engine any favors.
No, I honestly don't see much of a difference other than in the lighting, really. Like that's the only difference that I noticed. But other than that, like I didn't think this game back in the day, I think the game looked really good, but now it's just kind of very generic. So many things have been done that are like the exact same look and aesthetic that it's just not appeasing anymore.
Right.
So, I mean, some of the some of like the weapon design I kind of dug. Like I enjoyed the art style that they were going for, that kind of weird like Tim Burton kind of as a cartoon type of weirdness. Like all the faces look like distorted and grumpy and like that kind of shit. But dude, outside of that, I don't think there's anything remarkable about the stories. They like very obviously made a fucking wolf like a werewolf character and just called it a Balverine and stuff like that. Like, it's like, come on, like, it's a fantasy world. Get a little fucking creative. Like, you have this like creative license, and Microsoft pretty much gave you the keys to the fucking kingdom, and then you like just crapped out a bunch of genericness.
Could call Balverines like, I don't know, puby grundles or something.
I'm not really even talking about the name. I'm talking about how they looked. They didn't look anything other than a werewolf.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It was very clearly a werewolf.
They could have looked like a pubic
I keep
grundles.
wanting to say Wolverine because it's like, but it's like, it's like, God damn it, no! Don't say it! Don't fucking say it!
God damn it!
Wolverine! Like,
Where did Hugh Jackman come from?
he could have made the game interesting.
Could have. You never know.
I just to kind of jump on your little wagon there, I guess, whatever. It's weird.
Don't you talk ill about my little wagon?
I kind of like the art style though, because this game doesn't take itself seriously. I think it was an appropriate tone to go graphically, and I think you're right with like the Tim Burton quote unquote look to this game. There are a lot of memes online about the distorted faces though, and I was reading some reviews before I started playing this game, and they had like these close-up pictures of like these little kid faces, and they were grotesque, like grotesque kids' faces.
Most kids' faces are pretty grotesque.
I'm a little surprised though. I guess this kind of falls into graphics, but like how small each zone was in the game. Not maybe like, I don't know. I think they probably could have pushed the limits and made their zones a little bit bigger back then. But even now with the update, even if they couldn't do that back then, the loading wasn't long, but it was still, for this generation, longer than acceptable between zones. Like it should have been almost instantaneous, in my opinion.
I mean,
you're always.
Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, and it kept going to like that map screen to just kind of show you that overview whenever you like zoned. I don't know. I just thought it should have been quicker.
No, I get that. I don't know. I mean, I didn't really mind the graphics or anything. I mean, it's not like I'm overwhelmed or, bowled over by it, but, with the update, it does look a little more crisp. I mean, that's really like a big. Now I don't know how like the mechanics look different with the Unreal versus whatever it had when it first came out, but I'm sure there had to be a pretty decent upgrade with that there.
Yeah, I mean, to me, like it was basically like going from Xbox to Xbox 360, and that was about it. Even though like the Anniversary Edition came out around like, it was like late PS3, early PS4, like somewhere around the same time.
Somewhere around that. I think it was like, PS4 was just in there already for a little bit.
I just posted a comparison screenshot in our Discord if you gentlemen want to take a look at it. I actually think it lost a lot of the charm of its art style with the update. Everything looks darker and more drab.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with just based on those two photos. That is weird. Yeah, there's like definitely more light. It's more cartoony looking, and you get what they were going for with the art style originally. Yeah, I'm gonna agree. They kind of ruined it.
Yeah, it's actually kind of ruined for me.
Yeah, this isn't like a dark game. I don't know why they'd go with the dark tones to try to make it more serious. Like the bright coloring kind of filters into like the tone of the story.
I also thought it was kind of funny how like everything was so clearly British.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
not just the sound. Like
That's where the developer's from.
right. But I thought how much influence they had on the game as far as like, yeah, this is basically like England. Was kind of funny.
Oh no,
So
it
far
isn't
as the,
then.
like your character having like the what do they call the flag? There's like a name for their flag. I can't remember.
Union.
What you talking about, mister?
Talk about the Union Jack.
Yeah,
The
there you
Union Jack.
go. Like as his underwear when he doesn't have clothes on.
Yeah.
I thought that was
Oh,
funny.
it's been britches. It is.
Yeah, wipe your balls all over the flag, you fucking dirty bastard.
Fucking
Wow.
limey bastard. Watch out for that scurvy.
So, what do you have against the British, Joe?
Nothing.
Oh, okay. I was just
Okay.
trying to encourage a rant. That's all.
Not this time.
I did find it interesting that every single female character was like a double D plus bust size. Even mom, when you're helping her escape out, it's like, mom's got a set on her. It's like they were going for something very specific here.
Gonna say I didn't notice that at all, Steve.
I don't know how that
Fable,
would
the world of giant titties.
I must have read it on a forum somewhere or something, but
Is Pornhub a forum now, or what's the deal there? 40 people just muted this at work. They're like, oh, no.
Damn it, not again.
Not again, not again.
No. I'd say it was just an observation that someone online had, and I was like, that's an interesting observation.
And I'll post this to the subreddit.
Steve just couldn't understand why he would finish playing every day and just have a giant erection walking away from the game.
You mean he'd finish and then he'd have to go finish?
Yeah. It wasn't for the gameplay. All right. Well, let's fart our way into sound.
Audio.
Ha ha!
Hee.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I couldn't figure out like what they actually did for the sound redesign for the anniversary edition, whether it was like re-recording lines or just redoing sound effects, or like whether it was more like spatial design. Like I couldn't find any of that information. But I hope it wasn't re-recording anything,
Yeah, I don't know.
because it was not good.
No, I don't. It didn't seem like it was re-recorded. I mean, maybe they try to like kick up like the after production on what was already there.
Just like clean it up or whatever.
Yeah. I don't know. Other than just like all the weird fucking noises and shit he would make, that's literally the only thing that sticks with me there. That and like whatever music played that whenever you were in like every single fucking town.
I didn't even pay attention. The only thing that really stood out to me was like the game menu music. That was about it.
I don't think there was, other than like the town theme and like maybe if you were in battle or something. I really don't remember like too much music of itself in there.
I don't think anything really stands out as either terrible or great here. Like I think it's pretty mediocre.
It's there.
Yeah, I didn't really get a sense of any differences in the sound. I don't know. I just all in all, personally for me, like you either nail it or you completely fail. Other than that, you just kind of get like an average, just kind of like mediocre type from this. And like mediocre is fine. Like normal is fine. Mediocre is fine. I'm like somewhere in between there for how I would actually just even rate this category overall. I don't think anything stuck out as being like, this is absolutely terrible. The only thing that I didn't like is I kind of noticed that on the cutscenes, the audio like was really loud compared to the actual game.
Yeah.
Like it would just be sudden, and you're just like,
I'd be like pulling my headphones off.
Welcome to the, and it's like the game is like at like this kind of volume, and then all of a sudden we're talking about your sister having her eyes plucked from her fucking head. Like it's just like, okay, like some audio mixing there would have done wonders for everyone's fucking ears, but you know, other than that, like that's kind of where it starts to get to the mediocre category for me. But
I think a lot of the repetitive noises really drove me nuts too. As I mentioned before, like the attractive armor and stuff like that. Like once
everybody
you like,
running up to you being like, ooh.
Yeah. Oh, there he is.
Constantly.
Ooh,
like you just be
there he
running
is.
everywhere. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Or like, oh, is that the chicken chaser? Like fucking constantly. Like those repetitive things in games just drive me fucking nuts.
Oh, I was always like running around and they were just like, oh, there's the destroyer. Ah! And then like everyone would fucking run away. Which is great because I didn't have to hear everyone fucking hooting and hollering over what I was wearing, which was good.
People just cheering you randomly while you're going. It's like, oh, it's the hero. Yay.
You just throw some fucking coins at them like peasants. Here. Get away from me. Go.
Yeah.
It was like every cluster of people that you passed would have like the same 3 things that they would just yell. And it
Something
just
like
drove me
that.
nuts.
Ridiculous.
Yep.
Barbaric.
The dialogue lines were interesting. I'll just throw that out there. not the delivery, just the writing.
Yeah, it was a very interesting choice of phrases sometimes.
Sorry, I know this is sound, but let me just throw this in here because this caught me off guard.
Yeah, throw it, Harry.
Walking into town, I had like really bad memories of like Assassin's Creed 2. Did you guys run into any of the guys carrying the boxes?
The first time I walked into town, I saw 2 people with them, and I actually moved out of their way. And I was like, wait, no, this isn't that game. And then I was like, oh my God, Harry probably just shit a fucking brick when he saw them. I literally thought about posting that in the Discord and just being like, Harry, look out, there's people with boxes in this game.
Oh,
Harry would have stopped playing earlier.
Yeah, he would.
They will drop them if you bump into them too.
Yeah, but it doesn't stop your entire character animation like in Assassin's Creed, where you're running at full speed and then all of a sudden you're like, boop, dead. It's like, hit a wall, drop your box. Oh, run.
Drop your box.
No, I'll drop your box.
Drop it like it's hot.
I'll drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot.
Let's destroy the sword and move into final thoughts.
Final thoughts.
What if you kept the sword, though, Joe?
Yeah, Joe. What if you kept the sword?
Well, I thought about saying let's destroy the game like the sword in the end. I just chose not to.
I guess real quick. So I did want to ask for like the decisions. Did Clark? Did you kill Whisper?
I did.
Okay, Joe. Did you let her go since you were good?
Yeah.
Okay.
I killed the dude at the bandit camp and Whisper, and I kept the sword for myself.
Gotcha. So
Makes sense.
Yeah, and I just did the very exact opposite. I was just curious.
Yeah. And you know how Thunder's like, I'll make you regret it if you hurt my fucking little sister. He still helps you at the prison.
Oh, okay.
Literally, he's just like, oh, I'm so mad, but still, I got your back. It's like, okay, cool, thanks.
Even on the quest to marry the mayor, like you had to fight him to like get through. Like that's one of the things, you fight him like up on the cliffside.
Yeah, that I did know, and I think he's easier if you spare his sister or something.
Oh, maybe. Still a pain in the ass. All right, sorry. I was just popped in my brain, so I just shouted out. That happens sometimes.
All right. Clark, final thoughts.
Oof, man. This isn't the Fable game that I played in high school. It had nothing for me now. I don't. I'd actually be curious to see if I played the original, if I actually liked it more. Because I played the Anniversary Edition on PC, and I had a terrible time with it. I really didn't like it. And honestly, just looking at those screenshots, I'm like, okay, I remember the game being like more glowy and more like full of life and a little more interesting to look at, and like this like drab, dour kind of look to the game overall. I don't like it. I honestly think that Fable Anniversary is just a bad game.
All right, Harry.
So I apologize ahead of time for not being able to complete this, but I'm finding it harder and harder to commit to bad games. Just what little free time I have, and this just like I hit a wall, and I just had no motivation to continue, like whatsoever. Other than that, I mean, I guess there's some good things here for some people that like this type of game. It's kind of like a classical adventure. I think it offers a lot for the time that this came out, but it's a lot of extra unfulfilling redundancy. So yeah, I don't know. This game's not really my cup of tea at all. Actually, it's not even tea. It's just like a black viscous fluid in a dingy cup.
Piss. It's hot piss.
Oh, you guys want a nice mug of hot piss?
He's gonna drink our piss. He's getting a tiki cup. He's gonna drink our piss. Oh man, don't drink our piss. Annie Donna's Funhouse, if you haven't seen it, is fucking hilarious.
Okay, I was wondering where that was coming from.
Cunt. Oh man, don't be a cunt.
Steve, final thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not too far off of where Clark and Harry are right now. It's just, I don't know, probably at the time, if I were to play through the rest of it, may have just been better, but I feel like compared to so many other games that I've played since that ever came out, yeah, it's just not really necessarily doing it for me. I do feel like I put way too much time into this game than I should have.
Okay. So my final thoughts are very similar. I wanted to enjoy this game. It obviously got glowing reviews when it came out, and in 2004 when it came out initially, again the original game, not the anniversary. Like I was like you mentioned, liking it back then, Clark, and things like that. And so yeah, I was thinking about games that I would play in high school, and I think I probably would have liked this game even less then, just because it wasn't my cup of tea then, and these games are more my style now, but I think this one was kind of poorly done, or maybe I'm just so spoiled from all the creature comforts of games now. It's kind of hard to tell the difference, really. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with it. Let's make the ultimate decision and move on into score.
The score.
Harry.
I will give this. I think I'm going to go with a 1.5 on this one.
Oh,
Yeah.
Brutal.
oh,
That might be one of your lowest scores.
Oh, no, I have a couple
not.
lower.
Tied with Rambo the video game.
Wow. Holy shit.
oh man.
But better than Dark Cloud.
Oh yeah, we did trash
you know
Dark
what?
Cloud pretty bad.
Dark Cloud, now that I think about it, is very similar to this in a lot of ways.
Dark Cloud might have a better story.
Oh,
we
I'll
played
never
Dark
find
Cloud 2.
out.
Sorry. We played Dark Cloud 2. Never mind.
Yeah.
The first one has a really good story.
Yeah, but I don't know. I was able to finish Rambo though.
Wasn't it like 3 hours?
Yeah, Rambo was only
Yes.
like 5 hours, maybe.
Yeah, but I had fun. I played even co-op with Ralph on that one.
You did.
I'll keep it at a 1.5.
Clark?
Oh, this is definitely an avoid from me. It's not worth your time.
Steve?
Yeah, this is getting a solid D. You know what it's about.
You could have given it an F for Fable.
I could have, but not necessarily that far down for me.
I'm gonna give this an E for ew.
L. Get an A. L.
Ugh.
I'm gonna give this a 40, mostly just because of its like when the original game came out and all of the new types of things it was doing. All right.
Alrighty.
So that wraps up our review of Fable.
Fable Anniversary.
Hope you enjoyed it more than we did.
Indeed.
This is a pretty critically acclaimed game too, wasn't it?
Yes. Yeah,
it was.
Yeah, that was always making me nervous when we just sit here and trash a game that like the community loves. I just always fear the backlash. But it's
cool.
It's just an opinion, I guess.
Our fans never remind me how much I hate Last of Us ever. No one ever brings that up to me at all.
Never,
not
ever.
once. So definitely not the last 3 messages we got on Facebook about it.
So definitely make sure to not keep reminding Clark about how much he doesn't like the first one. Please do not do that.
It's cool. It's cool. If you want to hear me have a complete change of face, listen to the second one.
So yeah, that being said, we'll see you in 2 weeks for another Mubbers.
Another Mubbers.
Hey.
Hey.
Go
ahead, Steve.
I love you.
He's just talking to Joe. He's not talking to the audience.
Yeah, that's it.
Look at my eyes.
Hey, Joe. Stay sexy.
Hey, Joe. Stay lovely.
Oh, guys. Hey, you guys. Stay safe.
Thanks for listening. Be sure to follow us on social media and all streaming platforms at Superfun Podcast for more episodes. If you enjoyed the show, tell a friend about us and consider becoming a Patreon member for more exclusive content.